What's up, everybody on YouTube? Welcome to another episode of LMR Bagpipes, the YouTube channel. Today we got an awesome box here, and I wonder what's in here. It's probably going to be something awesome. But before I do that, we're going to do it just like we always do it. Like how haggis is presented during a Scottish Burns supper. Even though I don't have haggis, we're going to present it just like we would present haggis. So here we go. And I think my drone slid. I don't know why it keeps sliding. I just fixed up the hemp earlier. Keeps wanting to slide down. Fix it that way, and then like that, and then we're gonna twist the drone until. All right, there we go. Let's do one more quick presentation before we actually delve into the box. Alright, there we go. Presenting is done. Now we got something in here. Relatively big box. But there is something. I'm going to go ahead and peel back this tape. And it looks like we got some. Oh, I can feel a circle in there. Could those be the new 78s? I think they are. Unfortunately, I don't show addresses on here, but just like radio, TV, phono nut. Alright, let's see what we got. I'm going to go ahead and set this on the bed. Let's see what we got here. I kind of like how they did the air packaging. And they did bubble wrap, which is actually kind of cool. Oh, we got the first 78. Nice. We got our first 78. It's really nice. Unfortunately, the record player, I got the record player up and running. Nice, and even packed with foam. Now, I actually like this. I like how they package these. One of the cases is a little dinged up. That's okay. I mean, we're going to let these records cool off anyway. Got a whole lot of 78s, a lot of bubble wrap. Ooh, we got another one. I know y'all can't really see it right now, but I'm going ahead and I'm going to spread these out a little bit. Bubble wrap. Another 78. I'm going to spread these out just a bit so that way I'm not stacking records on top of each other, because, you know, when I store these records, I'm going to have to put these upright, so that way, just like I always do whenever I store records. Alright, there we go. Get this bubble wrap out. Another 78. I got a boatload of 78s right here. I should say a bagpipe load, or it could be a pipe bag load. And like I said with the presentation, that was just like a Scottish Burns supper. So we are presenting these 78s These new 78 RPM records like a Scottish Burns supper. Alright, ooh, let's see what we got here. Oh, I just pulled out two 78s. Alright, this is actually like the first 78 I got from Cool and Eclectic from that one guy when I lived in Virginia. Unfortunately, that bit the dust. I mean, it was cracked. But I have a way that I'm going to try and manage to take care of these 78s. Just like I do all my other records. I'm going to cool them off because they were in a relatively hot delivery van. So we're going to take them all out. Nice. This is actually going to be pretty cool. Now, unfortunately, with the record player, I can't really play all of them. I can't really play too much with the 78s because I would need a proper 3mm stylus. Because, you know, you can't really achieve proper 78 playback unless you have the proper stylus. But we are going to test one out. And I'm going to go ahead and put it on the record player. You know what? I'll just make sure there's make sure this is all in good condition. Yes, no cracks in it. I will take y'all with me. I'm going to hold the 78 by I'm going to carefully hold this 78, and y'all actually get to see this up close, so that's actually pretty cool. This is what the 78 looks like. This is one of my new 78s. In the future, I want to get a record player that can actually accommodate 78, even though this one does have 3 speeds, and it's a better upgrade than the Wacoder. Unfortunately, it does not have 3mm that you need to play a 78. But we're going to at least try it out. I'm going to set it on the turntable. Oh, almost. Find the spindle here. Now these are not like regular vinyl, this is shellac, so... And let's bring up the camera. And it actually fits on the turntable relatively good, actually. That's actually pretty good for a 78. Alright, I'm going to switch this down to 78. And you know what? I think it's a better idea if I actually plug this in before I even start playing the record. Alright, so we're going to do just that. Sorry if y'all can't really see that well right now on the camera, but I'm just trying to fix up my testing zone because I'm going to be testing out a 78. Just make sure we're going to be plugged in. Alright, and here we go. Now, let me go ahead and turn off the power strip for a second, so that way I can actually plug this in carefully without trying to shock myself. Alright. And let me go ahead and turn this down to... Here we go. Now, like I said, because this doesn't have proper 78 playback, we're not going to play this in full, but we are on 78. I'm going to go ahead and get this over to the record. Just like, oh, almost. Set it ever slightly. I'm going to turn this up a little bit. Oh, listen to that, YouTube. Yeah, the record player is spinning a little bit slow, but that's just it. It's not really playing fully, but let's just check the record speed. I kind of want to do a record check because it's not, let's see, let's just set it right there near the turntable because I need to check the speed of the record, or I should say the turntable, because with this not, yeah, it's spinning relatively slow. You gotta get that up to speed. But, let's see, 33 seems to be spinning a bit slower than it should. 45, 78, but as long as they're spinning, as long as I can actually hear it pretty well. I know that, you know, generally you don't play 78s like this, but Generally, really don't want to play 78s with 3 mil micro groove stylus, but at least I got some 78s to, you know, have fun with, you know, and, you know, if I do decide to get an older record player that has the flip needle, I kind of wish there was a way I could actually switch the cartridge out on this thing in order to accommodate for 78 RPM playback. Kind of wish you could do that with this. I'm going to go ahead and... So I just found out that this is actually the suspension screw, not a normal tone adjustment screw like the balance screw. I kind of thought it was, because it actually seemed kind of cool. But we're gonna, that's to lock the suspension down during travel. Kind of wish I knew that before I even brought this record player to California. That way I could have locked the suspension down. That way the record player wasn't bouncing all over the place. But let's go ahead and test out the 78 again. We are on 78. Let me just make sure. Okay, now we're on 78. Bring it. Press the button. That way we don't have any accidental scratches. I just got these. These are fairly cheap, so I can actually play these on here if I wanted, but... That sounds pretty good, actually. Alright. Now, let me just aim that back up. I'm actually going to go ahead and put this one away. And we will get out another 78. These are actually fairly heavy. Shellac is a brittle material, but these are actually fairly heavy for a 78. Now we're going to set this one back in the case. And then we'll test out maybe one more of the 78s before I actually start putting them away. Right. These are old record cases, so definitely want to try to take care of these cases because they're made of paper instead of the normal. Let me just set that right there. Modern record cases, like the ones made in the 70s, are usually made of, like, more better quality material than this. Alright, let's test out one more 78. One more 78 we shall test. Thanks to my mother who actually sent me my records. I wasn't able to take them on the train, but I got these back when I was in Kansas, and she finally sent them. And they finally arrived. I've been waiting for them for a while, and now they're here. Let's make sure I'm doing this classroom record player style, so let me go ahead and gently set that down on the record. You still get some vinyl hiss, but again, it's because I don't have a 3 mil for this. But you can relatively hear the sound pretty well. I mean, I can still hear it, and if I wanted to play 78s, I mean, yes, I will need a 3 mil, as suggested by Radio TV Phono Nut, because that's the proper stylus you need for 78 playback. Proper 78 playback, I should say. But I have a slew of 78s to enjoy. I mean, they're pretty old, but in order to really enjoy the pleasure of 78s, you need the proper 3 mil stylus rather than playing them on a micro groove. But the cool thing about micro groove is you do get that vinyl charm of the old hissing records. But again, just like the older 78 that I got with the Cool and Eclectic from the store when I was living in Norfolk, these are just like that. But I got 78s back when I was visiting Kansas, and now they're here in California. They've been presented like a Scottish Burns supper, just like how haggis is presented. think that would be kind of cool if they actually made 78s today, but include a micro groove option for 78s. I think they had those back in the, I want to say the 70s. And I think it was back when LP started dominating the record market. It's like back when LP started. The LP grooves started really taking over. So I want to say they started shifting to micro groove styluses. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and put this back on. I think the other reason for it is because I think the belt on my turntable is becoming rather worn out, so I might need to replace the belt on the turntable. But again, those are the 78, my new 78s. I'm going to cool them off for a little bit because they just arrived, and it's 95 degrees out here in Southern California, and I don't want to leave my 78s out there for too long. Postal man came by, dropped them off, knocked on my door, and what do you know? They were here. I was expecting them on Tuesday, but I think they kind of messed up a little bit with the address a little bit, but we got them, and the 78s are now here. I'm going to cool them off for a little bit because they've been in a hot postal delivery van. I think the postal delivery van was also kind of air conditioned, so I'm going to go ahead and turn on the fans. Actually, one fan is already turned on. I'm going to go ahead and turn on this one over here to kind of provide some cooling to the records. So they just came fresh off of a delivery van, and there they are right there. I'm going to let them cool off a little bit before I start putting them away. Alright, there we go. Thanks for watching, and more to come later.